Hello, it is Saturday, March 25th, 2023. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It is a Saturday puzzle today, and it's a Saturday puzzle by a star, typically of Friday crosswords. Robin Weintraub, the queen of the Fridays, has graced us with a themeless Saturday crossword, so that's very exciting. And this queenly edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by David Innes, Josh Lucas, Bradley Pirtle, and, as always, the invaluable Timothy Mark, and the indomitable Showmaster. So thank you so much to the five of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support sustaining this channel. I really do appreciate that, as I appreciate the contributions of everybody who's become a patron of the channel. And if you'd like to do so yourself, you can head over to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the link in the description field, and there you can become a benefactor and get the Daily Solve Let's Check the Crosses mug, or become a patron at any level and get all of the bonus videos that have been up on the channel to date, as well as the new ones that go up each week. I know I'm behind with the Friday mini puzzle speed solves and the boss words puzzle as well. It's been tough since I've been traveling this week, but I'll get back to that soon. I'm heading home shortly. So, yes, thank you to everybody who has backed the Patreon campaign, and thank you to everybody who has subscribed to the channel on YouTube and who's joined the Daily Solve Discord chat server. Those are all things available in links underneath the description, or just subscribing to the channel with whatever button you would ordinarily do. Press to do that. All right, so let's get on to the crossword. As noted, this is a construction by very experienced constructor Robin Weintraub. This is her more than 40th puzzle, over 40 puzzles constructed for the New York Times, and it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. As I said, Robin Weintraub is known for her, let's start solving, I should say, and she's known for her clever cluing in themeless Friday puzzles. So this, I suppose, will be a trickier incarnation of that tendency of hers. So let's see how it works. Like Camelot, where the snow may never slush upon the hillside. I don't know. Fermi, for one. Fermi was a scientist, um, and I think there's a unit named after him, so this could be unit, but let's check the crosses. Advice from a sci-fi mentor. With that U, it makes me think it's use the Force, which was Obi-Wan Kenobi's line to Luke Skywalker in Star Wars, of course. So I think that might be the answer. Let's check these crosses and see if these two early lucky guesses are correct. Figure descending a staircase in a Duchamp painting. So yes, nude descending a staircase, famous Duchamp painting, depicting that event in a sort of abstract fashion. Red state, this reads like a US political clue, but in fact that's mere misdirection, and it is meaning a sort of angry state of being, a state of ire, anger. Club beginning, I mean, we can already see we have quite a lot of sort of punniness running through these clues. Club beginnings, and the question mark here does indicate some sort of pun, but I'm not sure. Oh, tea times maybe? As in golf clubs, maybe? It could be. It could be tea times to kick off a game of golf, and the clubs are referring to our golf clubs, or I guess the sort of club, the institution at which one plays golf. I'm actually not sure which is being used, but either one works in the sort of punny way. Midway point, question mark. I'm not sure what that wants. It's another sort of pun. Breaking Bad substance, well, crystal methamphetamine, I guess, is what the protagonist of Breaking Bad was producing. Facility that deals with change. I was going to say a bank because I was thinking change as money, and it is that, but it's not bank, it's a mint. A mint literally produces coins, change. So again, sort of just a nice little bit of wordplay in that clue. Commercial fellow. I don't know, a mascot or an ad rep, or who would this be? I'm not sure. Tech for 1970s TV characters Steve Austin and Jamie Summers. Oh, is Steve Austin the $6 million man, maybe, or something like that, or bionics. Is this maybe this is the Bionic Woman? I don't know. Actually, I've never seen either of those shows. I think I recognize Steve Austin's name from that, and now I'm just guessing that it's bionics in both cases. I think that might be right. Let's check the crosses. Certain deer, um, does or rows, maybe it could be either plausibly. I think so. Let's just put that in for now. What about this? This F looks enticing. Ticket prices. Oh, fares. So as in, subway tickets, subway fares, that sort of thing, or airfare. Some video game rewards. Um, I don't know. Something like points, or I actually don't know. I'm not sure what this is. With a B. It'll probably be obvious when we see it, but I can't think right now. Fake. Um, Not sure about that either. Here we have temple buildings. Oh, I don't know. All right, let's find an area where I'm feeling more confident. Response to a wild story. Could be something like, "Are you for real?" or something that's a bit too long. Ancient Nohati speaker. An Aztec, I bet. Let's check the crosses there. Sharp, shrill sound. Sharp, shrill sound. Why is this not obvious? And what about this one? Advance slowly. To ooze? If liquid sort of advances slowly, it oozes? Very specific, though. Only very specific things can be described to advance slowly by oozing, because obviously a person advancing slowly wouldn't be described that way. But with that Z in the third position, it's hard for me to imagine what else this could possibly be. Dweller on the Musandam Peninsula. Is it an Omani? Modern meeting setting. Um, I don't know, something about a video chat or something. House of Lords members. Those are members of the upper chamber of the British legislature who are peers, lords who are in the upper chamber of the British Houses of Parliament, uh, and they are the peers. Mostly life peers, still strangely a few hereditary ones in there. Okay, sharp, shrill sound. A zap? Is a zap shrill? I don't really think of it as being that. Is there another? Looking at the keyboard, seeing if there are any letters I'm not thinking of here. I don't know. That's annoying. Of me, I mean. Okay. A commercial fellow. Oh, well, this is probably an R, not a D, in order for this word to work. So, commercial fellow. A trader? Someone who participates in commerce? That looks reasonable. Okay, right. So I thought this was Omani and never put it in. And then, modern meeting setting could be mute. A setting. No, I was thinking a setting as in a location for a modern meeting. So maybe a video chat room. But no, in this case, it's a setting. In other words, an option that you can enable. Response to a wild story. You did not, or you. Oh, sharp, shrill sound. A yap, as in a dog yapping. That could be sharp and shrill. Okay, I think that's the answer there. Common request at a bar. ID, maybe asking for ID. Give me some ID. Can I see some ID? Can I or may I see some ID? There we go. I'm not sure which of those two it is, but I think that's broadly the answer. Okay, it's at the end of Oedipus. I'm wondering if this is somehow dealing with the word Oedipus, because I don't know. I'm just trying to sort of out misdirect what's going on with the cluing, but I might be overthinking it, and maybe it just refers to an event at the end of the play. Let's see, what else can I do? This area is sort of all closed off now in the sense that nothing else I solve outside of this corner of the grid will give me any more information about the unfilled answers up here because I've already completed these two letters, which are the only bits that still cross in. So I'll just have to solve these bits with what I have. Old school tablet, a slate maybe, on which you would literally write things in chalk, for instance. Midway point. Who says, contrariwise, if it was so, it might be, and if it were so, it would be, but as it isn't, it ain't. Tweedledee, this sounds like it's from Alice in Wonderland, maybe Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and that looks right with the ending there. Um, so, some pigeon perches, ledges of buildings, of course. So, Midway Point is a gate. Oh, Midway Airport, Chicago Midway Airport, I suppose. Is that what that's referring to? And so there are gates in an airport. I'm not sure I'm properly parsing that, but I think that's probably the answer, the explanation. Anyway, there you blank, there you are, someone might declare, and or don't, whatever works for you. No pressure, you might say, in a sort of to defuse a social situation. Only repeat in the Fibonacci sequence. The number one is the Fibonacci sequence. Wait, is it one? Yes, because you add together the two preceding numbers. And so at the beginning, you sort of have a special case where you get zero and then one, and then you add zero and one together, and you get one again, and then you add one and one, and you get two. I think that's how that works. Okay, a big fan. If I'm a big fan of something, I'm into it. And to eat quickly is to down. Oh, to down. Right, you down something, you eat it quickly. Don't know why that took me a moment. A bit of pentathlon equipment. Epee, I suppose, is one of the sports in a pentathlon. I don't remember what the other ones would be, but that looks correct. And then, like Camelot, where the snow may never slush upon the hillside, would be ideal, I suppose. This is probably quoting something that I can't bring to mind at the moment, or that or I'm just unfamiliar with it. But presumably, ideal comes from the work being quoted in this context, but obviously we understand what it means in a general sense. This is sort of describing an ideal place. All right. What can follow, sneak, or check? Um, I wish I could just get that immediately. Let's keep going. Wild thing. So it's spelled, obviously wild thing is a phrase, but it's spelled like the name Wild. So we're referring to Oscar Wilde, maybe? What was this again? Response to a wild story. Oh, you did what? Maybe. Ah, and so Oscar Wilde was known for his wit. There we go. All right. I think that is correct. Shakespearean role with more lines than the title character. Oh, probably Iago. That looks right. And a story could be a tale, something you tell. So what is this then? It looks strange. Language whose alphabet was, oh, no, not a tale, because language whose alphabet was created by King Ramkhamhaeng looks like Thai. That looks like a Thai name to me, and so this looks correct. And then a story is hmm, a tier, maybe. A story as in a level of a building, a tier of a building, right? So this is some classic Saturday misdirection where we get something that seems very straightforward and even starts to fit with some of the crosses, but we have to think about it in a completely different manner. I mean, I should double check that tier is correct, but I think that's probably right. Info for a job posting could be the wage, the salary that you'd be paid for the work, and yo-yo, a twit maybe, a sort of foolish person. I'm not actually sure. Tech for time travel in Back to the Future. Oh, flux capacitor. Um, I think that's what it is. I vaguely sort of remember that. Um, in the car in the DeLorean. Yo-yo. So it does look like a twit. And then departure announcement. Um, not sure. Some video game rewards. Why do I still not see what this is? What is this? Don't know. And then here it's at the end of Oedipus. Um, Certain hacker, an axe maybe? Crowning, oh, maybe it is, because a crowning moment could be an apex, a high point. So maybe the hacker is an axe. So again, there's that sort of punny misdirection there, because it looks like, a person maybe who hacks into computers or whatever, but not in this case. Home to the world's smallest bird, the bee hummingbird, which measures just 2.25 inches. Interesting. I don't know that off the top of my head. But it'll start with C or M. Um, I'm not seeing that. What can, follow up on, sneak up on, or check up on. There we go. It's two words. Okay. That is what can follow, sneak, or check. And of course, that follow is a nice little detail in the clue. Not just a little sip, could be a belt. You could maybe sort of take a belt of whatever you're drinking. Oh, Cuba must be the home to the world's smallest bird, the bee hummingbird. Okay, that's interesting. Did not know that. And can I see some ID ends up being the disambiguated answer to that clue. So a traffic sign near a jug handle, maybe. No left turn. I don't know. What is a jug handle? That must be a sort of particular street or intersection pattern. I don't think I know it. In any case, just based on the fill, based on the crosses we have there, I assume that's the answer. Renaissance Fair title could be what, Lord maybe, or Laird, the sort of Scottish version of it, perhaps. Not sure. Saturday Night Live alum Nora. Not sure either. Superfans purchase. Not seeing these. Let's keep going. To tolerate is to abide, maybe. You accept something happening. And departure announcement. Oh, right. Another bit of punnery here. An obit, an obituary. So someone has departed from the, departed, left their mortal coil, and well, there's an obituary written about them. Okay. Panatellas, e.g., what is that? Don't think I recognize that word. Interesting. Might end with an S. Brings around. Sways, maybe? You bring someone around to your side of the argument, you sway them. I'm not certain about that because there might be other options. So let's check the crosses, the downs, I'm sorry. Quilt, say. Oh, to sew, to quilt, to sew. Okay. Capital on the Dugava River. Oh, I'm not sure about that offhand. What about this? Not relaxed. Rigid or uptight or crew area on a cruise ship. The mess, maybe the cruise mess, where they would eat. Band with the 1991 hit "Shiny Happy People." That's REM, I believe. So, oh, is Riga on the Tokava River? That sort of sounds linguistically like it would be plausible. What about this? Out of my way, I'll handle this. Stand aside. You could say, okay, good. It looks like these. Oh, so not relaxed. You're edgy. You're on edge. That works. Okay, good. So that little corner worked out well. Software surprises named for holiday treats, Easter eggs. You could find an Easter egg buried in a piece of software, and it would be a little sort of something left by someone who worked on the product. Okay, Panatellas are cigars. I guess no wonder I wasn't familiar with that. I have never smoked a cigar. Co-star and co-writer of Bridesmaids, was it Kristen Wiig? Probably. I've not actually seen that, but she seems like from the sort of crew of people who maybe would have made that film. The deceptively named tarantula hawk, for one. Oh, a wasp, right? Yeah, those are something. Okay, principle behind yin and yang is Tao, which has come up several times, I think, in the last few weeks in the puzzle. The concept of the Tao and the cat's pajamas. If something is the cat's pajamas, maybe it's dope. It's extremely good, I guess, in slang. So let's see. Does that help with this? Oh, maybe not. Doesn't look like the doesn't really look like a conclusion of a phrase that I recognize. Wonder if something here is wrong. Superfans purchase. What is someone who's an enormous fan? What would they purchase? Something autographed or Okay, let me make sure I've seen all of the remaining clues before I start trying to figure out the ones on which I'm stuck. What an actor might do before the evening show. Hmm. Mean, average. Well, mean could be the sort of mathematical mean and average, or it could be mean as in to intend. Ah, there you go. All right, I had a whole list in my head that I was going to say, and I didn't need to get there, but it could have been mean as in um, sort of something is mean, it's scanty, there's not very much of it. Anyway, I think it's probably intend. Saturday Night Live alum Nora, still don't know. Renaissance Fair title, well, it's not Laird if this is intend, which I suppose it might not be. What is it? Renaissance Fair title. Oh, liege, as in a ruler. There we go. My liege, you might is how you might address somebody at a Renaissance fair, I suppose. Okay. Ah, tight is snug. There we go. Something to get rid of once it's worn. A tire. Once a tire tread has worn down, it should be replaced. And an offering at a shrine perhaps could be, not sure. Musical with a preteen title character. Annie is a musical. And like many pools at the base of waterfalls, misty. Waterfalls are often misty. And then offering at a shrine. Ah, I see yen. So this would be, I guess, a Shinto shrine in Japan, potentially. And someone leaves a yen there. What an actor might do before the evening show. Oh, right, clever. So this is another little bit of misdirection, a very subtle bit of misdirection, because I was thinking about this in the sense of what does an actor do in between the matinee and the evening show? I was thinking take a nap or sort of go over their lines again. But this is the matinee itself is what they do, what they perform before the evening show. Very good. Okay, so what can we get here? Superfans purchase. This just doesn't look right to me. So everything else in here, look, maybe dope is wrong. The cat's pajamas is what? Superfans purchase. Oh, a boxed set. Superfan of a television series, and so they get the box set with the whole run. And then fake is what? Oh, bogus. Bogus. If something's fake, it's bogus. It's not real, or it's deceptive or fraudulent. So some video game rewards are bonus points. Oh, Fairs was wrong. Oh, sorry about that. Bonus point. Well, so it was points, and then the cat's pajamas is tops, and that fits better than dope, in fact, because it's a bit more quaint. Tops and the cat's pajamas are both sort of slightly quaint ways to describe something as being great, and so they fit each other more cleanly. Okay, well that took ages. So ticket prices, I suppose, are fines, as in not in the sense of buying a ticket to ride on public transport, but rather being issued a ticket for some kind of civil infraction. Like speeding. Okay, so it's at the end of okay, it was the word Oedipus and it's a sigma, so it's the Greek letter. I really thought that's what it was going to be, and it turns out it was, but it didn't help me solve it until the very end of the puzzle. So, oh well. Temple buildings are dorms? So Dunn, Nora Dunn? Temple buildings. Why are they dorms? What temples have dormitories? Maybe temple. Maybe is there? There's a yeah. There's a temple university, I suppose. Is that what it's referring to, or is it dealing with temples in a religious sense? And I'm just not quite sure what this is referring to. In any case, I think this is the answer, and it is. There we go. That was an extremely in character puzzle for Robin Weintraub, absolutely packed with little bits of misdirection and cleverness and vague cluing that turns out to be perfectly clear once you actually understand what the word is. It's exactly what we want on a Saturday, and a bit more, a bit more challenging than a typical Robin Weintraub Friday puzzle, which is of course intentional, but still very characteristic, I think, of her style. So very nice Saturday puzzle from a very experienced constructor. Hope you enjoyed it as well. Didn't find this one bogus. And I will not be back tomorrow. Well, I will be back tomorrow in substitute form. So I'll be solving the next puzzle from the never before week of from October 2015, which is the series of puzzles I've been solving sort of progressively over the past few months to fill in on days when I'm simply unable to actually record a video solve of that day's crossword, which I will be unable to do tomorrow because I'll just have been on a plane, a red eye flight that goes well into the day. So will not be able to record tomorrow's video, but I already have queued up the bonus solve for tomorrow. So I hope you enjoy that. I hope you look forward to that. And I will be back the following day for Monday for the standard daily crossword. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and do come back tomorrow for that bonus solve. Until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Saturday. Take care.